Can I hear myself? Can I hear myself? Twitch, respond. Twitch, respond. Twitch responded. Picarto, respond. Twitch, respond. Picarto responded. Pause. Pause. Okay, so the last thing I need to check is, YouTube. YouTube, respond. YouTube. YouTube, respond. And it did. Nice. I might still want that open just in case. That. Cool. Alright, this is the worst sorted comment section ever. I should have had the comment section opened on my mobile phone, but unfortunately I don't think I quite have the time to do that. I might just plop, since this is a wide enough screen, I might just plop it on the side or something. Just do a little weird, awkward, non-full screen gameplay or something. But hey, I mean, now might be a good time to switch screens and kind of show off what this new setup looks like. Yeah, we have at least one game submitted. So this is the Tech Valley Game Space live stream. Welcome. And if you are just joining us now, welcome to the stream. I am here, Omiya Games. We've made a couple of by a couple I mean a few award-winning games, I guess, for Ludum Dare. But other than that, we have made a game earlier. You know, give us a rating. Let us know what you thought. It's called Black Cat Apothecary. But just as 2 minutes are about to roll around, I'll get started. In the meantime, it is right now. I'm in Central Time Zone, so it's right now at 5:58. But Eastern should be a full hour ahead at 6:58, and so that just means 2 more minutes before our scheduled 7 o'clock live stream, which would be fun. Hello. How can we send the jam games we did? Type in submit to grab the link. I'm going to do my best to keep track of each of these chats, but there is a lot to manage, so I may or may not be able to answer them as immediately. There you go. Let's see. It looks, pardon me, it looked like there was at least one user, Green Mask Games, that said they'll be online. Not seeing them here. Did they say on... No, it just says Twitch username. Weird. And there's no Twitter handle either, so cool. But since Satellas has been on, I'm more than happy to check out your game at the start of the stream. You're going to be hearing that weird noises a couple of times. That's my water bottle. It should be connected. It should be the right one, right? I think this is the right one. Pretty darn sure. I guess in the meantime, while you are submitting, I could just jump into this one since this was like the first one that came up. Um, there's been a bunch of bug fixes on this. Space Fix Attack is a space shooter where you have to use an unstable ship. For those not in the know, Ludum Dare's theme was unstable, so we have a lot of unstable motifs. Fight aliens, avoid obstacles, and keep your ship stable to survive. Bug fix, particles not pausing, bunch of other stuff. All right, I guess we're going to check out all the bug fixes. We do for Satellas, who I assume is submitting their game. We do prioritize on the viewer submitted games first, and it is not working. What's going on? Yeah, that looks like a good place to save. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. In the meantime, ah, all right, submitted. Thank you. I will get started on this first though, so. Whoop, 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 whoop. Hopefully this won't be too long. It's made in Unity. Actually, out of pure curiosity, nope, doesn't show up. How to play. Speed gun light. If when one of these icons turn red, right-click to open the fix room to fix an unstable component. Controls. Move your left mouse to move. Left-click to shoot. Okay. Oh, interesting. Oh, like this. I see. Weird how the particles doesn't feel like there's any momentum to it. But okay, I am slowly figuring this out. It's a little like Among Us. I guess those needles were child, though, like child components of that spike thing, pufferfish. So it destroys all the needles together with it. Such long-lasting particle death sequence there. This mouse control is really weird. It's fine though, I just think it's weird. It feels a little weird. But it provides like really unprecedented amount of mobility, so that's really nice. I wonder if it's possible to escape out of repairing during mid-repair. Maybe there's like a weird mask going on. I think there's probably a masking going on here. Thank you for playing! Oh, okay. Wait, then what happens if you just die? Oh yeah, you can just escape out by right-clicking. Interesting. Oh snap! The effect for getting a hit is kind of not very good. Ah, okay. Well, I've seen both of them. Uh, mm, I don't know. I feel that Space Fix attack is how should I describe it? Like I'm thinking about it right now. It's a funny one, not too serious. Nice, super well done. Uh, Gosh, how did I feel about Space Fix attack? Like, the so it's trying to implement something that's genuinely interesting to me, which is like when you're trying to do a repair, right? It takes up like in any form of repairing mid-game, like it's going to take up a lot of your time and time and attention away from the full game that's going on. And so there's an interesting component in the game. Seems like it kind of falls in order, where like your mobility decreases first, then you'll depend, and that sounds like that was binded not just by damage but also over time. Um, your guns also stop working, and your lights also stop working. And it's also interesting to me that the more important and like a component is, the easier that minigame is. So there's clearly some thought process in the game design, right? To provide these clear priorities on what things can fail. It's trying to give like there's the game makes an attempt to like create this dynamic of playing this sort of top-down shooter, right? And also trying to make the repairing minigame, the idea that you have to swap your attention between the two to be as fun and as frantic as possible. And the question then becomes, does it do a good job of doing that? And I think the primary reason why I don't feel like it did a good job of it, again, this is just my opinion. I think the mini games themselves were fine, right? You could the game itself could have like the mini game could have been more engaging, but like I also didn't expect it to be as engaging because the whole point of it was that you're supposed to be able to do it quickly as possible so that you can get right back into the game. Although I didn't like the fact that if your ship started degrading, it would swap mini games to the next one. That seems like that that part of it in the workflow kind of needs a little more rethinking and retooling. Um, I guess the part I didn't like about the game so much was the actual shooter portion of it. Like, there's an interesting idea where it's you're in the complete darkness, and so you need the lights to be able to see the enemy, which kind of creates like a bizarre risk versus reward effect, where like you need to see them, but in doing so, you're putting yourself in harm's way if they're firing bullets. Or so I thought. Um, Only a few of them were actually firing bullets, so then the light just becomes a necessity, but like being able to shine light on your enemy isn't really a risk per se. It's like something you need to do. Anyways, so to me, like, I just thought that the top-down shooter portion of it was really slow, right? And so maybe the game developer decided that like to be able to switch between repair and actually fighting against these enemies at the same time, like we need to create this slowdown, this create slow gameplay so that you don't die so quickly during the repair sessions. But I feel like a better solution would have been to make, a fast-paced, fun, top-down shooter mechanism as much as possible. Classic maybe bullet hell like pattern where it's all like sort of designed or like some sort of formations going on, something to make that portion interesting. And most certainly in this case, like everything moving much more quicker and frantically. Maybe there's just far more enemies on screen, for example, on there. And certainly with Unity, that should be that's Unity as a game engine should be more than capable of that. Maybe adding new power-ups or like new bullet fire formations, right? Making like you have this like really, in my opinion, actually pretty darn good. I really like the controls of the game, believe it or not, where you use the mouse to basically maneuver a ship. That like creates a lot of really interesting, opens up a lot of possibilities on maybe making it sort of like Super Monkey Ball-ish, where the precision of your controls starts to matter, so like the precision of the movement of your ship could be really expanded upon from that perspective. And maybe like bullet hells itself becomes a lot more viable because you're not using, arrow keys. You're actually using a mouse. That kind of gives you a slightly more precise control over weaving through between different holes. Anyways, so once you got the scenario done, if you want to add in like the repair system, then you basically just slow down time. And I know that sounds like you're making it easier for the player, and fair. That is exactly what's going on. But like at the same time, it kind of gives the player a notion that, oh, we're not invincible. We need to do this very quickly, right? Alternatively, maybe they had to hit in like a certain key sequence. So that because you're using the mouse for control purposes, that means a keyboard is open. So you can use like a key sequence to kind of force them to execute and divert their attention that way. So they can be, but the game is still playable with two hands. I don't know, throwaway ideas like that. Again, the problem I'm identifying is I don't think the top-down shooter portion of it is fun. Um, I know it was kind of made. It feels like some of that decision making had to do with the fact that you had to make the um, the repairing system viable as a gameplay mechanic. So then you might want to kind of solve the top-down shooter portion of it, making that more engaging first, and then look into solutions of how to make the repair system um, work together in conjunction with this new top-down speed and level system um, in such a way that the two can work hand in hand. And so time slowdown and or using keyboard strikes me as a potential solution to those. All right, super cool. Such an in-depth feedback. The graphics were super clean though as well. Yeah, no, I did like the graphics. Fairly clear, easy to understand. Let's see. I did open this. Yes, status. Finish playing, and we will play this one next. I keep forgetting that there's a now playing status entirely. Um, Fartopolis. All right. We shall. Oh, does web work? Why? Is it because I'm in incognito mode? Yeah, I think it's because it's in incognito mode that this is not working. That really annoys me. Well, while we're downloading this, Fartopolis, the apocalypse. Oh, play on itch. Okay, cool. The apocalypse has come. The city is flooded, and your unstable building is now your last hope of survival. Help the drowning people by letting them go on your building, but beware as they will disturb the balance. When you collect enough people, the rescue helicopter will come when you call it from the helipad. Everyone that moves on the building influences the balance and where you are going. WASD to move the fart guy, space, fart to make people move around. Super fart, go to the arrow zone and press space to do a fast move with the whole building. I don't understand what that means. Rescue, press space on the helicopter pad when it activates. Avoid crashing into other buildings and collect rescue boats with drowning people. This is rather confusing the way the controls are explained to me, but I will try my best. And we got a couple of new people here. Cool. Welcome, welcome to all the new people coming in to the TechFi Game Space live stream. We are a community up in upstate New York of game developers, hobbyists, indies, and beginners and professionals all alike. Wow, what a way to start. uh, hmm. I was distracted. Uh, okay then. You know what? Forget it. Whatever conversation and thread I had in my mind here, it just got lost. Um, I was not able to overcome the incredible stench that is the Fartopolis. Okay. I cannot move. Wait a minute. I cannot move. Go to the arrow and press space to do a fast move with the whole building. Press space on the helicopter pad. Why can I not move now? Oh, okay, I get it now. Ouch. That's a really annoying screen shake. Oh my goodness. Nice. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, I like the fact that you can actually make out the 3D location from the sound source. That's really cool. I know that's just Unity nice features, but still. Oh, ouch. Oh, just in the nick of time.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a little bit of like risk and reward going on here. Um, darn, that didn't quite work out as I hoped. I do like the art direction. That really does stand out to me. The AI movement being unpredictable is not great in my opinion, but still. So like already, since the placement. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm not helping them, and I guess that person really likes my farts. Oh, I guess that was a little too much. Did we go a little too off course? There we go. Yeah, we can weave through that. Look at that amazing work. An amazing amount of neglect. Oh, never mind. I'll take that. What happens if, like, the crowd is so horribly off balance? I mean, the game has accounted for that, right? I don't think the game has accounted for this. What does the chat have to say? Satolis, you're just giving me a silence treatment here. I'm playing your game. Alright, well, this is clearly not helping. The game engine was not made with this strategy in mind. It is a little unfortunate that the AI is a tad movement is a tad bit unpredictable. Oh, okay. See, that had 4 people. Yeah, I don't feel like the movement of the people being rescued are predictable enough. That the balance portion of it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. Oh, yikes. No, why would I want to do that? Oh, I cannot move. Okay, there we go. Oh, I cannot move. There we go. Oh, okay. Well, things did not go as planned. I regret that decision. Oh well. Darn, I'm getting greedy. Oh, going in places where the game has not gone before, I see. Oh, okay. Darn, okay. Well, looks like that was handled to the best of our abilities. It's kind of interesting that there's no, like, fail state for getting the building off balance so much. It just screws up the game algorithm of generating the buildings. So it becomes like a viable stalling tactic. Although stalling is probably not going to be a very fun way to play this game. I don't know. I have a little bit of like there's an interesting idea of trying to control this. And actually for the most part, I think the controls of the game is fine. Like it's giving me enough to force myself to think of like each of the decisions I'm making. But at the same time, I don't feel like the health bar system is very good. I don't know how to explain that. Like, there isn't any, like, it's so generous. There we go, that's the word I'm looking for. It's so generous that I don't feel like game over is imminent, or maybe game over is not implemented, given my health is right now at 0. Yeah, has game over actually been implemented? Because I should be dead by now. Your ship was sunk. Game over. Restarting. Okay. Yeah, for me, like, I guess the biggest problem I'm facing is that I don't feel like there's much of a challenge. But there's also, like, these little annoyances in the game, like the fact that the movement of the AI is not exactly predictable. So then trying to refine the controls properly is difficult as well. And you know, sometimes that happens. I have no idea why. There was another game that kind of used this like very indirect way of controlling the game.
Yes.
And for me, I felt like that game didn't work because the obstacles were difficult to dodge with the control scheme that's given. I have like a slightly opposite problem with this game. I don't know what happened there. Like, okay, maybe if I'm trying to play the game seriously, then like it becomes more of a problem. Or maybe I've been playing in an optimal way such that it didn't require. I don't know, now like I'm definitely struggling with the buildings as an optical, but earlier I wasn't, and that's kind of interesting how these two gameplay has like two very different feels to it. Interesting, I overshot there. Oh, I'm stuck. It's also possible to get stuck on the arrows, which is a little annoying. I don't know, was like my first playthrough really optimal, and I'm just now dealing with these problems? Like, this clearly feels like the way it was intended. The experience I'm having right now feels like the intended experience. I don't know what I'm getting hit by. Oops, that was not intentional. My neglect for the people in need of rescue is completely intentional, though. That has to be done for the greater good. Oh. Oh, that sure did not work out as I planned.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm neglecting them. Too many buildings. Well, we tried. Whoops, that was not intentional. Nice. Whoopsies. Oh wait, maybe I don't want that. Yeah, this is what we want. Eh, good enough.
Yes. Yes. Yay!
That was a long hurrah there. Darn. We're heading straight for that, so there wasn't much I can do there. Ah, darn, so close, yet so far. Got it? That was a completely different voice, but okay. That's kind of sad in hindsight.
Yes.
Oh well, we weaved between those two buildings well.
Yes.
I don't know, I kind of have mixed feelings about, like, how... If I was on this team, right, how would I expand this game? And
Yes.
I don't know, I don't... The amount of potential behind it doesn't feel like it's quite there, but maybe I'm not seeing the team's vision, I don't know. There's some interesting, like, the the way that, like, you have a lot of finesse and how much, like, you can adjust your speed of moving left or right is actually really intriguing to me. Certainly I feel like, compared to another game, where you don't play having control, you don't necessarily have control over the direction you're moving all the time. I definitely feel like this game is um, much more willing to listen to what I say, and I'm more, like, readily able to get, like, the intended action that I want. A lot, like, I feel like the game controls makes it feel fair for me. With a few exceptions, of course, but, like, you know, um, I don't feel like, you know, I don't feel like that was out of... If I did something different there, I would, I definitely felt like I could have actually avoided that tower versus, not feeling like that. And that's better. Like, you always want to make the player feel like they have control over the situation. And a good way of telling that is, like, anytime somebody says, like, oh, you know, I messed up, but that was my fault, not the game's fault, like, you're doing something good. That less, you know, a good controls does not make a good game. And right now, I feel like the way the buildings are kind of generated, isn't engaging too much. There was a point of there was a magical moment earlier where it did feel like it, and, like, like, I had to do some really important finesse to make sure I was doing exactly I was getting exactly what I wanted. But like right now, it's just like a lull period where I don't really feel like I'm doing anything. I do think the light
Yay!
view of the material is actually to this game's benefit. Like, there's a I think I'm good. You have to do tactical farts to avoid them going somewhere indeed. Haha. Okay, so there's been a lot. No, it's awesome. Balancing too much. We wanted to make the people fall, but didn't have the time. I'm just watching. It's cool to see someone play the game. You're doing really well. You have to do tactical farts to avoid them going somewhere indeed. Screen shake power. Indeed, to play felt like what we tried to design. Um, you can have as much people as you want on the building. We were two, not really the idea to expand on this one. We did mobile support though with touch inputs. Interesting. Okay. Um, yeah, I'm sorry I don't have the comment open on like a second screen, so that really didn't give me much of an opportunity. Um, yeah, let's see. How do I feel about this? There, I'm trying to think. In a different context, I think this game has a really strong potential to it. In the current one right now, um, I think some of the objective of the game might have to change a tiny bit. Uh, First off, some good parts. I thought the presentation of this game was really quite excellent. Sure, the graphics is kind of crude. You just kind of have to assume what's going on. The contextual, jokes, mostly fart jokes here, is of a little bizarre. Um, very, very light epilepsy warning. Okay, I'll take that in mind. Um, yeah, let's see what else comes to mind when I see about this presentation. Having the helicopter sweep over. I actually like the scoring system. It's really interesting to me how like you have to collect the people, but you have to meet a first certain threshold first to be able to dump them into a rescue helicopter. There's actually something interesting going on there. Um, that you could add in some extra risk versus reward to. Already there is a bit of that. The more people you have, the more steering control in theory that you have as well. So that's to me like a really interesting aspect of the game where you can kind of sacrifice the score to get better control over the situation. Um, the I complained a lot about the controls, but believe it or not, I actually think it's one of the better ones. Um, I feel like your character is a little slow, for my liking, but nonetheless, like it's fairly easy to read. It's to understand. Collision, like parts where I thought the collision was really not agreeing with me, was fairly few and far between. It was mostly the side fart pads that I had the most problems with. But everything else was fairly easy to read, comprehend, understand. Even the whole getting the balancing act right, uh, for the most part, felt doable. Like there was a moment in me where I'm trying to understand the system, and I kind of got it pretty quickly, surprisingly quickly, in fact. So I think that worked well to the game's advantage, and because of that, like I don't feel myself complaining too much about the control scheme of the game in and of itself. I think maybe the fart part of it and making it like sort of AI driven was not the best idea, and I'll go into more detail about that. Um, but nonetheless, like there's a core idea in there that just really needs minor tweaks, in my opinion, to make it really work and make it something really special for the player to be like, this is like a really interesting balancing act mechanism. Like, what can I do to really like make this more engaging than the way it is? Maybe, for example, like you actually drag and drop loads uh, from one side of the balance beam to the other to actually do the steering, something like that. Um, in this game, of course, you have actual people and you have to use sparks to ward them away. And I feel like this doesn't quite like the AI is really unpredictable. So like I'll fart in the center portion expecting that the people will move to the other side, but that's not what happened. Some of them moved up or down, and I'm like, no, that doesn't help me in any single way. So a little more predictability in that aspect would have been really nice, in my opinion. Um, Maybe like if you fart on the right side, then the people tries to spread out to whatever is the leftover spaces on the left side, but consistently on the left side of the ship or building or whatever. Um, I thought the building generation system was it didn't feel like it got more difficult at all to me. I don't I don't know if there was like a sense of difficulty that was supposed to be added in, but it didn't feel like it. Um, there was not a sense of, I didn't feel a sense of urgency in avoiding a lot of the buildings, at least during my first playthrough. And that may have been because I was just testing the controls a lot and really going too much to the right or too much to the left that created that problem. So that was a little confusing to me. Um, hmm. I think because the sense of urgency of avoiding buildings was not very high. No offense to all my yawning, but it didn't feel like it was such a engaging aspect of the game. Like dodging things and specifically didn't feel all that engaging to me. Um, Trying to collect the people certainly was interesting. You can see me purposely neglect based off of their positioning, which is good. I think that's a good thing that you want to make sure that scoring there's a risk in trying to increase your score versus taking the safe route. Um, but like the fact that that thought process was associated with buildings and I really wasn't all that engaged with dodging buildings too much. Like I thought that act was fairly easy to do at many places, made me feel like it was not like the decision making of trying to collect people was pretty one-dimensional. Like the formula that I had in mind was, is it an open space? Am I in a trajectory that I can collect them? Then yes, it's worth collecting, rescuing people. Otherwise, don't bother, right? Um, so there was that. I do like the fact that the lifeboats had very variable number of people. That was a really good decision. That really helps question the risk factor that the player is willing to take to actually collect the people. So I thought that was like a really cool aspect of the game. Um, yeah, no, I feel like the control scheme and the movement of this game is really, really interesting. and there's something that special in there that I think that could use a lot more exploration with. Um, I feel like dodging stuff was not one of those engaging activities. Um, I wonder if more can be done with that control scheme uh, that doesn't involve too much dodging, that is, um, but still encourages players to really test out and experiment with what they can do with that level of fidelity in uh, adjusting the speed of the left and right movement of the building. That's my opinion on that. Thanks a lot for your time. We tried to make the control still feel fun, even if indirect. Loads would be cool and, of course, less unpolitically correct. We wanted to try something less serious than the other times. I think we have a tiny bit too much HP. Thanks a lot for your feedback. Maybe it could be a multiplayer game where you do the balancing the buildings at 2 with load, make it some kind of fast-paced game like Overcooked. Yeah, that could work too, actually. I can see that working. Cool, thank you for your submission. Let's see. Do we have Pyrvander online? Screen shake power. Heyo. All right. There was an epilepsy warning here. It says very, very light epilepsy warning, so please keep that in mind. Also, Compo, congratulations. That's a pretty darn hardcore thing you've achieved there. I assume it's a Unity game. Hey, it's actually loading. What? Why is it loading now? Okay, cool. I'm gonna put that aside for now and say, TECHNUCLEAR is a musical action game about splitting atoms and techno rhythms. Free the cores from unstable technum isotopes by smashing groove particles into them using Unity, FL Studio, Audacity, and Inkscape. You're working on a full release. Sweet, let's find out. Settings, sure. Click and drag to bounce. Oh, like so. So there's a little bit of a golf-like aspect to this. Core stabilized. Yeah, it's a golf. Uh, neat. What does this larger thing mean? Alright, there's more to split. Alright, that didn't quite work out. Getting hard all of a sudden. Eight. I am doing terrible. Okay, that created some predictability there. darn it. Oh. Reboot. Nice. What is it using for its music library? Like WYs? Is it using any sort of middleware, Unity compatible middleware? Because I feel like the music, there's an evolution in music over time, which was really interesting to me. What happens if I hit this? Oh, it decreases the stability pretty significantly. Alright, interesting challenge, added challenge there. Sure, I'll take it nice and slow. So there's time, which is the stability, and then there's number of shots. Interesting. So the score is based off of shots. I'm not sure, like, what the visuals, in my opinion, like, I'm not sure what that adds to my experience. Because, like, all it does is just makes it look really groovy. But, like, all these bounces, for example, doesn't really require the music, right? Maybe the beat helps me like, there are levels that turns. Yeah, like so. Where maybe that beat is a little more comprehensible, I think. Oh. Yeah, no, I guess my only question is, like, what does the beat add? I guess in this case, okay, so there's added elements here. Yeah, I might want to look into the source code of this, given adding music capabilities was something like I really wanted to do in my game, and I can't seem to do a good job of. Oh, okay. So I have to be a little more decisive on these. It would be nice if it detected the success condition a little quicker than it does right now. I mean, yeah, I get the sense that this is basically like an 8-ball kind of simulator, and I think that's kind of cool on its own. Its presentation certainly makes it a lot more interesting. I've already asked a bunch of questions about, like, I'm not sure, I don't know, I'm not entirely sold on the presentation. Not specifically in the sense that it doesn't look good or like it's not convincingly you know, beat based or anything like that, but more like I don't know what that adds. Like it feels to me like it just takes away time um, uh, from me like reacting more quickly to the gameplay, because the gameplay is already really engaging as it is. So, and you have like a little timer thing, which is an interesting gameplay decision. Um, I could have just made that, but regardless, like, yeah, definitely impressive right here. Uh, I like what I'm seeing. I'm just questioning whether it adds to my experience or not, and I don't think I'm kind of inclined to think no, it doesn't really. I think the level design is where the most potential could come from this like beat-based presentation, right? You had this like really cool looking levels rotating to the beat, and I think that part makes it work. But like, I'm certainly not playing this game with an intent of trying to match the beat as much as possible because like the game controls doesn't demand me for that. So I don't know. It looks cool, and that's kind of where I'm at. Like, sure, it looks nice, but does that added style do anything for me? And I don't think it does. Oh, darn it. Ah, just as the stability hit 0. Alright, I was hoping one or the other would compensate for that. Oh, interesting. Darn it. Darn. Aw. I do like, so there's a clever idea of like, now that there are two of these, right? I think the idea of having the balls linger on the edge for the beat is like a clever workaround to keep everything feel like it's within the beat. Oh, it looks like a boss of sorts. Oh, I see the epileptic nature part of it. Oh, that was easy. Okay. Very cool. Interesting. I don't know if I was being overly harsh. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to show. Oh no, what happened to the chat? Did I accidentally Oh, yeah, hold on. Give me a minute. Oh no. Okay. Uh, give me a couple minutes. I lost all tracking of that chat. That is not good. Um, I'm gonna have to go back and see what the dev said. Um, that is my bad. Uh, hi Taco Pill. Ooh, I've all right. I'm sure what the developer said was a really, really great and fantastic comments in regards to what I had to say about the game, and I've lost all history of that, so I cannot even go back and find out what the heck they actually said earlier. Um, so I am so incredibly sorry. Uh, but yeah, was there any comments that Pyravander had? Audio-wise, it's all out of the box Unity, no middleware. Yeah, sure, look at the source. Time stability is decreasing to the beat. It's supposed to be a nice experience with a musical overlay to a cool game and a nice sound toy, kind of like Rez. Wanted to post a screenshot of the chat. Oh, I see. Hmm. Yeah, we did deliberately censor out the uh imager. I see. Hold on a second. Whoop. All right. Hey yo, can't send the links here it seems. Thanks. Make sure music is good. Yep, music is good. Enjoy. Audio wise, it's all out of the box Unity, no middleware. You're getting quite good at this. Yeah, sure. Take a look at the source. Got it. Thanks for helping me catch up. Just delete the sources, spaces. Got it. That's basically all the relevant comments. Yeah, no, I'm so sorry I've neglected all those. Hmm. Like ultimately, I felt like the original point with the the stability meter is that it decreases uh at the each beat of the music, and I get that. I To me then I feel like that's just time. Like I associate then stability meter as a time limit. Anyways, yeah, no, let's talk about the game and actual feedback and review. Um, let's make sure that I'm actually showing my screen. Okay, sorry, I need to triple check. You missed a second page in the chat and Imager, did I? Oh, I did. Time stability is decreasing to the beat. It's supposed to be a nice experience with a musical overlay. Got it. Um, I think I've mentioned it throughout the game that I genuinely think the presentation is absolutely fantastic. Um, there's not a lot in there that I would ask for change. It is interesting that your particle needs like a certain velocity to destroy um, the things, which, no biggie. I can easily take care of that. I did think the controls were relatively easy to comprehend. Music, of course, as it was excellent. I did like the whole bouncing to the beat presentation of it. So like all that I think was like really, really good. It's to emphasize power shots and bounces. Right, makes sense. um, you have this like animation timing going into there where the particle sort of lingers on the wall, right, to the beat. And I do like that aspect. Hope I'm doing well. Submit. Yeah, go ahead. So like all that is really, really good in my opinion. Um, and it makes sense to me that you're working on like a full version of this, since I'm sure it was very popular amongst the people who played it and were like, yeah, this brings back, the good old classic billiards like gameplay. And at its core, I think that's very fun. I certainly had fun playing this game as well. And I think like that makes it such an interesting game to play with. Um, my problems start with what does all that presentation do? Um, like mechanic wise, right? I'm thinking from the perspective of like sort of like Guitar Hero as an example. And to be fair, I know this game isn't trying to be Guitar Hero, but stick with me for a minute. Guitar Hero was sort of like a game where you needed to really know the beat and the flow of the music to make out how the button presses went. It's very much a game where like you cannot think, right? You just have to feel what the feedback, in this case the music, what the feedback that the game gave you, and that kind of created this. I see. Add more level design bricks or game controls tied to the beat to further anchor that theme. Right. There's this game feel to it that is so hard to describe in like musical rhythm games, whether it be Guitar Hero, Dance Dance Revolution. My favorite is Bit Trip, the Bit Trip series, in particular Core, actually, even though I'm sure that's probably the least popular amongst the fans. And so yeah, like Bit Trip Runner is another one that I definitely feel like really, despite its platformer presentation, really, really requires you to understand the beat of the game. So like I didn't feel that in this specific game. And to be fair, I think when I talked about like Bishop really highly, there's a few games in there where the gameplay deviates from the beat, and I think it does that on purpose, but it also in my opinion, kind of loses what I sort of originally loved about the Bit Trip game. Um, so I don't know. I have a mixed feeling about that. Um, The thing is, I don't want it to become a full rhythm game, and that's completely fair because I don't want to add this challenge to the game, or at least not constantly. And so, like the part that I thought that the game had the most potential would be where where like you had these level designs that rotate, moves, or pulsates, right? And I know you already had it beat based. Like I would like to see more of that. Um, the the fact that there were relatively few and far between, which to be fair, as a compo game jam game, is pretty darn impressive by itself. But like, I kind of wanted to see more of that because it really forced you to understand the rhythm of the game, um, and like really working with it than just tossing your billards in whichever direction you think is like a really good thing. Doors that opens to the beat, etc. Yeah, I think that's good. Um, so yeah, no, my only like complaint really is ironically like the presentation is really good. Uh, it needs more gameplay wise, game mechanic wise, to feel like it's in sync. The gameplay is in sync with the presentation because I didn't feel that. I just felt like I was playing billiards with molecules, with some extra, actually genuinely cool mechanics added in. I did like the green stuff that split up more and more elements, and I did like the two ball mirror thing. Those were like really, really good mechanics that you've added in. Very clever, very smart. Um, they 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 added they're simple enough additions for me to comprehend what they're supposed to do, and from there let me experiment and decide on how I wanted to approach that and utilize those. And like the way you've introduced them has been extraordinarily clever. So no, I mean I have a lot of high marks for this game. I just thought that I wanted to see more rhythm-based gameplay, and I didn't feel, or not rhythm-based gameplay. I felt like I wanted more of the rhythm integrated into the gameplay, um, that the presentation gave me, and I didn't feel like I got. Um, so that's my like only big criticism to it. Um, but no, I did like this. This was very fun to me. Very cool. Arc from Drums 107. I believe you are online. Yes. Whoops. Let's check it out. I sure am. Cool. Run away from the flood. Uh, the world is unstable and God is sending a flood to destroy it. You have been commanded to gather pairs of animals to deliver them to the ark. Let's see, it's 7:30, it's 8:30 in New York, and we did say we'll close at 9. So anyways, let's get started with this. Controls. Left mouse button, place or remove path. Click and hold to continuously draw a path. Click and hold to draw over existing path and create a cross section. Shortcuts available in the game. Space, start, stop the scene. E is to fast forward. Ow, oh, thank you. That is useful right there. And R is remove all paths. All right. Uh, I see a weird border on the bottom there. Um, wait, hold on. Inspect. Div wrapper. Column. Can I... Can you full screen this? Because it sure feels like you can. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, here's the iframe. Um, what happens if I slightly decrease the size of this iframe? Height. Oh, are you not letting me? I guess. Oh, here, I can expand the height this way. So, 80. Uh, Wait, what? There's more? What? There's an arc boat right below this? Oh, that's the loading thing. Okay, interesting. Alright, I'm getting way too obsessed with this. uh, you can just zoom in the browser if you want. Crazy coder. Yep. Okay, fine. Fine, I'll take the boring route. Here we go. Alright. Sure, let's play. This world has become too unstable. Take with you the two of every kind of animal, a male and its mate. Oh, no female there? Okay. 7 days from now, I will send rain, and I will wipe from the face of the earth every living creature I have made. You're a jerk. Okay, left mouse button to add path. I'm gonna slightly decrease the pathway. Start, remove all paths. Okay. Select a person. Build a path. Collect a pair. Okay. Alright, I did that. Am I supposed to collect a path this way? Sure. Okay, they just need to be adjacent. Enter the arc. I don't understand. Did I... Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. I think I get it now. Right. Left mouse button to add a path. Wait, it didn't say anything else? Shortcuts. Click and hold to draw over an existing path and create a cross section. Maybe it's supposed to be like this? Hmm. See, like, I would think that I'd have to kind of do this weird cross-section thing. Is it possible to parse through this? No, it's not. So this part confuses me. What happens if I just grab this rabbit and go? Alright. Just gotta make sure. Start stop scene. Because I know what happens if I do this. Oh, cross section like that. Oh, whoops. I feel like these are Kenny assets. These look an awful lot like Kenny assets. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so quick question. Can I do this? So the answer is yes. That certainly changes a few things. Sure, go for it. Okay. Um, hmm. Yeah, let's start with the giraffes because that to me sounds like a harder of the two to work on. Oops. Yeah, so not that. Why does it not let me do that? That's unusual. Hmm. Hmm. Why does it not let me proceed here? That seems a little weird to me. Yeah, what happens if I just start that? Oh gosh. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, so this pathway is annoying me. There we go. Yeah, what happens if I just do this? Oh, okay. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Wait. So maybe his path needs to be a little shorter. Or longer, I meant. Wait, what? That's what that does? Eh, good enough. Alright, let's start the obvious route and then think through from there. Okay. Does that do the job? No. Okay. Well, you have to cross there regardless. I don't understand that part. I don't understand this. Like, does this also prevent the moose from being caught? No, it doesn't. And I bet you this does the same thing. You added in a mechanic to teach me that, like, you don't want to get adjacent to this, or else you lose your animal. And it's not like I can do this all the way, right? Yeah, okay, so that doesn't make any sense. So the only other idea I have is to, like, say, just as a silly idea, do this. And maybe that saves the whale or something. Okay, so you can actually double grab it. So that's an important knowledge to keep in mind. So the idea being one of them drops. So one of these fine folks has to drop the moose onto the other basin while collecting the whale. While the other collects the whale. Yeah, that part. Well, let's run with the moose idea first. So this drops the moose here, and I can pick up the moose this way. So like I can kind of stop there for a minute, just to kind of... Maybe it's something like this. So this fellow has to then drop that here and somehow get to the moose and then return back here. So it picks up the whale, drops it here, then somehow needs to grab the moose, but I don't know how the moose part works. Orca. Okay, I'll have to think about this one a little bit. Well, experimentation yielded some answers. I just now need to figure out the pathway from here. See what the chat has to say. You're overcomplicating it. The dudes don't need to swap animals with each other. Oh, okay. Well, I know that this doesn't work, right? Oh, interesting. So you can just do that. They just have to need to visit it twice. Okay, so each fellow has to each fellow has to actually pick up an animal from their sector and drop it off. I might have to reverse the order on one of them. So this one just has to go this way. There. And this fellow just has to go this way. Let's try that. What's going on? Do they need to enter at the same time? Oh no! What did I do? Dang, it froze. You're on level 9. Sorry about that. Alright. Cool. Oh, that got the hip. Hello. Something to that effect. Oh, hello. Okay, yeah, that's stellar voice acting right there. I gotta give you that. Wait, what happens if I do this? Alright, nothing. Sure, I'm sure that'll work just fine. What do you know? Oh no. Yeah. What animal ends up getting picked up in this case? Oh, both. Yeah, that takes care of that. Cool, I know circuitry. I mean, this is the easiest one to figure out. Right, so this one, I figured this one will be the hardest one to really solve. But let's see if this solves what I think it does. No, it does not. Okay. Because it arrives at the same time. Oops. You know, this is guaranteed to work, I'm sure of it. Oh, that's what the noise that panda makes? I thought panda makes goat-like noises. Oh. Wait, so what happens if I do this? Oh, they make puppy noises. Okay. Does this still achieve the job? Yes. I know that's not going to work, but I have to at least understand what's going to happen. So it gets dropped. In fact, what happens if I just do that? Okay, what happens? What happens if I just do that? Does it drop both? There's a weird offset going on with both of these critters. So is that what's going to happen if I do this? Big brain. Sorry about that. Yeah, the offset was a bug. We have since fixed it. Okay. Swapping doesn't feel like it would work in this rate. So my throwaway idea right now is that one of them does this little silly shenanigans. That would leave... But I don't know what to do here, because I think the implication... So the one other thing I'm thinking is I can just drop somebody here, then I can do this, and see what happens. Like, what does that do? Okay, it unloads. It unloads the other creature. Because they can only carry 2 at a time. That doesn't really add any, that information doesn't add anything to this specific puzzle. I don't think this will work. This middle path is a pain. Okay. What happens if I do this? Okay. Then that doesn't, that makes it stop working. I know that's not going to work, but still. Was this 9? Looks like it. Nope, it was number 10. No, it was 11. I'm wrong again. Oh. Oh, right. That didn't quite work out as I planned. Clearly this is not gonna work. Okay. I think I had the most success going this specific path. The itch run button is cute. I didn't notice it the first time. So like, I don't know what to do with this middle path at all. And that's like the one thing I'm stuck on. I don't know how I solved that, but okay. I guess I'll take it. I guess those are penguins. Those look like orcas, but they are in fact penguins. Well, we got narwhals. Sloth, narwhal. Sloth was picked up. Okay, so we didn't need to do that. Oh. Oh dear. Clearly the best route. Okay. This does, however, imply that the narwhal can be captured this way. Apparently not. Because Sure. That leaves a little pathway for the poor sloth to be picked up. No, this does imply that both of these have to be picked up. But then I can neglect the other, like this. So now I have to figure out who is going to pick up the narwhal. Yeah, the basket just needs to be full, but for some reason that level stumps everyone. No, I don't have a particular plan or idea on how I'm approaching this. No, I think this could work. So the part that's not working is like that, not working. I don't know what to do with this two combo right here, especially if the starting position makes it really hard to manage what to do with those. Like that tells me that I could just then do that. But like this doesn't work as a strategy, right? Whoa, what happened? Wait. Okay, I need to memorize the solution. Um, this, this, and this. Uh, Darn it. I had this. We are doing this. Perfect. Alright, that was level 13. Alright, the solution we had, whoops, was this. Cool. Alright, we have to see the ending of this. So this went like this, as you would expect. This went like this. And this one went like this. Yeah? No. Alright, let's try that. God blotted out every... we we left a narwhal behind, but I guess it worked! God blotted out every living thing that was on the face of the ground, man and animals. Only Noah was left, and those who were with him in the ark. Then God promised, I will never again curse the ground because of man, for the intentions of man's heart is even from his youth. Neither will I ever again strike down every living creature as I have done. And then he proceeded to do so at least 6 times according to our fossil history. But yes, curse the ground because of man. While the earth remains, seal time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. Thank you for playing. Sweet. Okay. I did it. It's okay, they sim. Yeah, the basket just needs to be... I haven't seen it break this much before, sorry. Alright, well, we did leave a narwhal behind. But, you know... we solved it! I have it here. We'll post it up as a solution for you all to debug and check to make sure whether it actually properly works or not. But, you know, here we go. Got a narwhal. Yay! We did it. Okay. That was very big brain. Um, that was very big brain game. Um, okay, I accept the premise makes it easy to understand what the objective of the game is, so that's totally fine. Um, as I see it, it's using a lot of Kenny assets anyway, so okay. The game controls in the presentation was mostly fine. I think the biggest difficulties I had was the cross sections. The behavior of the cross sections and actually creating them didn't seem consistent to me. So I don't know if that needs more fine tuning, but it didn't seem like it didn't seem like it worked when it visibly should have, and so I find that a little concerning in my opinion. Um, Presentation is mostly fine. I guess there's going to be a set of people who really like these sort of games, and I don't I like I mean I kind of enjoy them, but in like short bursts, and certainly trying to play this game at once in this specific setting was kind of overwhelming to me, and I probably would not like playing this again, especially just now because it's just such a mind thinking game, and I just like need a break from all that thinking. That's not a problem in the puzzle design per se, but it's just it gets hard very quickly. Um, and the game gives so little clues to guiding you to the right path that it just doesn't feel good to play after a while. Like you're just stumped and that's it. Like you just don't your brain just cannot bother to experiment anymore beyond that. So that's at times I definitely felt like that. Um, the behavior of the buckets is not clear to me. Like you tried introducing it at one point, and the first thing I learned from the first introduction of it was to avoid it at all costs. Obviously, the next level then just kind of made you rethink that over, where it's like, oh, if you double approach it, and by being, in the four cardinal directions, if you're standing at one of the four cardinal directions, you can re-pick it up again to drop it off. Like that was not obvious to me. First off, it was not obvious to me that you can pick up animals from that bucket, right? So that was really something like that. Even just like a text box would have made me a little more happier, and I would have been a lot less surprised in solving some of those puzzles. This is a rare case where like you could try to make it out of level design. If you're going to make it from a level design perspective, then you're going to have to start with just having one person walk around and experiment it that way. And maybe it's just one of those things where like the game forces you into a path where you have to double pick it up. Um, yeah, so I think that's the thing. Like some of the details and the quirks of the game isn't explained, or there isn't a part where the player has to go through it to make them learn the mechanics of the game itself. And the bucket it just strikes me as like the one or basin, whatever, strikes me as the one example where that was the case. Like I did not know you could pick up animals that were placed in there. Um, I would have liked a level that made you learn that. And furthermore, told you what the conditions were to cause that to happen. So maybe perhaps there's a little light spot around a bucket, let's say, um, that tells you this is going to be, if you walk on this spot, you'll be dropping slash picking up an animal from there, right? So that would have been that would have been nice. It might have been nice if you already have like a play and a fast forward. It would have been nice if you could put in like a scrubbable timeline. So you can step, instead of like play, you can step each character forward by one. And then from there, um, like, I guess there's a stop or pause button that allows you to edit the pathway of each person so that you can adjust the timing of the movement. Because there was that one level where you said that the bucket has to be filled, right? The hard part for me was comprehending that the timing on when the buckets were filled was difficult for me to predict. So if you had like sort of a time step attached to it, and also if you had like a situation, you created a level where the player cannot avoid the fact that they have to learn that you can fill the bucket and that'll just stop, that'll prevent them from dropping or picking up an animal. If there was something in there to make the player learn about timing and furthermore experiment with timing, that would have helped me significantly more as well. Um, I will say just the general design of the game makes it lean towards. I'm trying to find the good name for these puzzle genres. Like these are physical puzzles that you can buy in your, I don't know, local museum store. But like, those puzzles where they give you like, there are 8 nails, please balance it on this board or stuff like that. Like it feels like one of those kind of games where you're kind of there's just one solution. Maybe there's more than one solution, but like those solutions have very, very little margin of error. And so there's only so much that I feel willing to experiment and play with those sort of games before I just get overwhelmed and just become kind of kind of I want to say give up on the game itself. So that's going to be like an interesting and fine balance that you're going to have to play. But then again, I'm speaking from the kind of person who really don't like playing those kind of specific games, despite the fact that I myself am a puzzle game designer. Um, so I don't know. Uh, I feel like that part could use the fundamental game, like it's fine, it's solid. It could have used, or it has that danger, I think, of trying to figure out a balance between creating puzzles that are like hard, satisfying kind of difficulty, and not overwhelm to the player to a point where they just give up. And I don't know where you can find that balance. So that's going to be certainly the biggest challenge, trying to build on top of this game. But that said, I did enjoy playing this game. I do like playing puzzle games. If you couldn't tell from me constantly reminding you that I like making puzzles in my games. Um, it it was pretty good. It was pretty straightforward. The rules were pretty clear. Just kind of wish some of the rules were more clear than others. And yeah, would like to see more. Would appreciate more tutorial levels to pace out the new mechanics that are added in. I think the one tutorial level that you had that worked well was having two people and roam around. Like that was pretty self-explanatory, and I thought that worked well. The basin levels where you had to where you had to be careful about dropping animal off, that I felt like needed a little more work, because it taught me the wrong lesson about that mechanic. Um, so some tweaks here and there. And like I said, any extra features like time step to be able to adjust timing would help. Those are like the big couple of elements that comes to my mind that I would appreciate, game design wise, uh, adjusted. There's no cheese, only different solution. Feels like maybe I cheesed it, not sure. Yeah. Oh, I like the timeline scrubbing idea. All right, here we go. Hobby 12, much simpler than yeah. The baskets just needs to be uh the itch run button is cute. I didn't notice that the first time. You did it by accident, but you did it. Nice. It's okay, they swim, which is the narwhal that was left behind. Yes, we are improving the clicking, holding scenarios and such, making better priorities for the player. Yeah, I thought it was odd that the first basket level didn't use the basket in the solution. Yeah, it was just supposed to be a trap. It's just weird for a new mechanic to be a trap. I thought level 7 was pretty good for teaching bucket dropping, regrabbing, but I saw level 7 first on stream before seeing level 6, so I didn't really have the intended experience. I see. Oh, I like the timeline scrubbing idea. Beat it, and yeah, sounds good. Yeah, no, at this point we are at the end of the stream. We did say we would stream from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. It is 8 o'clock, 8:38 Central, daylight time, I guess, or standard time. Is it still standard time? I think it's still standard time. Um, the U.S. still has not went through the the daylight savings yet. So this will be pretty much the end of the stream. But yeah, I think there was a debate last I checked on whether we wanted to do one more Ludum Dare game grab bag. Mind you, at that point, Ludum Dare judging period will be over. Keep in mind. So take it'll be probably well after everyone got the ratings and everything if we do play on that. If you're still checking out our channel, typically what we do is some sort of game development stream. Usually Chris takes over and presents his development on his games. Every once in a while, we'll play a multiplayer game and really have some silly shenanigans happening on screen. But that's basically it. As mentioned earlier, we are the Tech Valley Game Space, a community of game developers here in upstate New York. And yeah, we just like to talk about, teach, learn, and help grow the community of game developers in our area from beginners, hobbyists, indies, and professionals alike, and just kind of create this shared resource of learning how to and continuing to develop both your own personal games, as well as your own professional career as well. I, one of the co-founders, have recently moved out of state, so that's why you're seeing me talking from a completely different time zone. But still, I really enjoyed playing all of your games. Certainly, as a regular of Ludum Dare, I think these are pretty polished. Um, so yeah, no, liked a lot of the projects that are in here. I apologize if I was overly harsh this time around. I usually try to come up with like the good things first in the classic sandwich method, but I completely neglected to do that this time around. I'm sorry. Um, I genuinely thought there was a lot of great things for each of these games. But I also admit that I'm the kind of the person who immediately sees sort of like weird experiences that I sometimes don't like and will just kind of like mention that pretty quickly. So um, I apologize for some of the criticism that could have been more harsher than that was probably more harsher than I intended. Like I genuinely enjoyed playing uh, almost all of these games. So um, yeah. Let's see what else. Um, for my part, yes, I did participate on Ludum Dare. Our game is called the Black Cat Apothecary. Takes place in Salem, witch hunt era, and you're trying to be a potion seller, but also try to not raise too much suspicion that you are maybe townsfolk might think that you're a witch. So if you want to check it out, again, that's on the Ludum Dare site. Um, I will probably leave a comment to this specific video for each of these games and timestamp it so that you can actually find it pretty quickly when review. And usually that way you can see my username and you can click through my profile to find the game. So that'll probably be the quickest way to find my game if you're interested in rating it. I will do my best to catch up to actually rating some of these games. I also did a stream yesterday on my own channel, so I have quite a backlog of games to rate. So that's going to be what I'm going to be working on until probably Thursday next week. So I apologize if my comment takes a while for it to reach to your comment section. but I will do my best to make sure that I've rated all the games that I've played on stream, both today and yesterday as well. So you'll see me under your game entries comment section soon. Otherwise, I have nothing more to add. Thank you for taking a look at our Tech Value Game Space live stream, and we hope to see you again next week, same time, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Bye.